Are we starting? We're starting.
Hi guys.
Hi,
I am Anna Cotton,
and I'm Ron Cotton.
and this is our YouTube channel.
What is it called? Conversations with the Cottons?
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. We wanted to create this channel because we feel like we have a different perspective on a lot of things, and we spend a lot of time communicating with each other and inside of our marriage. And we'd love to share those thoughts and ideas with more people and maybe get connected to other people that are like-minded or help other people on their walk inside of their marriage as well.
Yeah, it's also therapeutic for us to be able to open up and to reach people that we may not be able to reach in our everyday walks of life.
So here we go. This first video is going to be about, we have 10 questions and we're going to answer them individually so you can get to know us a little better.
And she's gonna go first. I'm gonna step out.
Okay, guys, so I have the first 10 questions. I don't need to do that. Okay. Are you fulfilled in your marriage? Yes, I am fulfilled in more ways than I can count and I can describe into words.
So, are you fulfilled in your marriage is the first question. I am beyond fulfilled with my marriage. There's no one on this planet that could get me the way that Anna gets me. I can share it. Feel free to open up to anything, at any time with her. And she just accepts me, and she's always trying to better me, and I'm always trying to better her, which, doing these videos is a part of that. We set out to plan to always better each other. So, am I fulfilled with my marriage? The answer is yes, I'm beyond fulfilled with my marriage.
Words. How did we first meet? I met Ronald in college orientation when I was 18 years old. I'm currently now 26. I saw him, we both went to the University of Cincinnati, and we both happened to be in the same orientation for it. So I was by myself. My mom didn't come with me, so I was kind of nervous, and I saw him, and I just went up to him and asked him where he got his water, and to show me. It was really simple. I just wanted a friend, really, or someone to just sit next to and get through orientation with.
How did we first meet? We told this story quite a bit. We met at freshman orientation at UC. Anna didn't have anyone there with her. I came with my mom, but was kind of hanging out by myself. They had a different parents thing that they went on, but I was listening to my headphones. I remember on my iPhone, listening to my headphones, and this girl just comes walking up, grabs the headphone out of my ear, and asks me, "What are you listening to?" And I told her what I was listening to, and then I had a water in my hand. I guess she was thirsty, so she asked me where I got the water, and I told her where I got the water, and we kind of just literally vibed the whole rest of the orientation that we were together. And before we left, it was a 2-day thing. Before the second day, I got her number. It was really weird because I was always the socially shy dude in high school and never really put myself out there to ask for a girl's number. So I thought, freshman in college, I start my game off right and ask for her number. And since then, we text forever and ever and ever and got to know each other really good. And basically, we were the only two people that we had to hang out with at the start of the school year because we were the first two people to, she was the first person I vibed with, and I was the first person she vibed with. So that's how we met.
What was your favorite thing about me when we met? When we first met, he got my number after the orientation, And then school didn't start for like another month or whatever, because orientation was in the summer. And when we first met, he got my number and we text every day until school started. And then, like, awkward and nervous, we hung out at my apartment. And I really, really, really liked that it was, like, easy to talk to him. It was always, like, from the very first day, I was always very comfortable. I was never self-conscious. And it was very easy to talk to him, and that's really nice.
What was your favorite thing about me when we met? She was not shy at all. She said, did whatever was on her mind. And I had not met many people like that before. It was like always people that, like, you know, it was like, how do I look when I do this? And she literally did not care. So it was like easy for me to open up to her and me not care, because, you know, she made it so easy and comfortable.
Do you regret anything in our marriage? That's a hard question. Do I regret anything inside of our marriage? Honestly, not really, only because, yes, I do, actually. I think when we first got married, I searched for approval from family members a lot, mine and his. And instead of being confident in myself, in our marriage, and what's right for us, I feel like I personally, myself, searched for a lot of outside approval of ideas or things we wanted to do. Like when I got pregnant with our daughter Aaliyah, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom for a little while, and just things like that, like getting permission to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to get permission. Or even when we were getting married, we didn't need permission to get married. We knew what was right for us. I knew what was right for us, and I still search for that outside approval, which caused a lot of conflict in my, like, security in myself. Like, created some insecurity getting outside opinions and voices sometimes.
Do you regret anything in our marriage? I don't regret anything. One thing I wish I could have done before we got married was an actual proposal. So I don't know if you guys know our story, but you may hear about that in a different video or later in the questions. But I did not get to propose to her, so that is one thing that I wish I could have done. Don't necessarily regret not doing it, no, because of other reasons that you may hear in a different video, like I said.
What is Ronald's best and worst quality? We'll start with his worst. He has, like, no bad qualities. But one thing that I wish he would do more of is, like, he's always really shy when he first meets people, and he's, like, really fantastic. So I'm always bragging about him to everyone. And then when they meet him, he's just, like, mellow, like, And so I feel like sometimes he doesn't live up to the hype I give him to other people. Like, if I make new friends or coworkers or whoever, and I'm just like, I can't wait for you to meet Ronald. Like, he's the best. He's fantastic. And then they meet him and he's just like, yeah, what's up? Like, when he first meets people, he doesn't really give himself to people. And I wish he would show himself more sometimes, because he's really funny and he's really nice. And what is his best quality? I'm gonna say this because this answer will make him feel so good. He is the best dad. He invests a lot of time into the things that he wants. So he wants to be a good dad. So he was a stay-at-home dad, part of our marriage, for about 6 or 7 months. He got laid off from a job, and I picked up a job, and I kind of was like, why don't you stay home for a little bit, since I got to stay home? And he loves being a dad. And, like, during that time, every single day, he got them out of the house, and like looked up Facebook events that were free to like do crafts at bookstores and just different things like that. Is not me. That's not me at all. At all. And it's like right up his alley, and I think he's like the best dad.
Oh, what is my best and worst quality? They're probably synonymous, honestly. She cares a lot. Like, she cares a lot about a lot. She just cares, and sometimes that gets the best of her worries, and just constantly wanting to help the next person, which, like I said, is a lovely trait, but in reality, we can only touch and help so many people, and the rest is out of our hands, and we can't always control if people are wanting to be receptive of our help or our advice. So like I said, it's definitely a good quality that she cares so much, because if she didn't, then less people would be touched in layman's terms. But it also gets the best of her where she worries constantly as well.
How does Ronald make me feel loved? Through his actions. He makes me feel loved because he's always mindful of me, and he always like hears my voice. So if he just like is intentional about knowing me and hearing what I need and then like delivering that. And I think that's something I've never really gotten in my life. So it's fantastic to have it at home every day inside of my marriage, is having someone that really knows me and then makes deliberate intention to show me that he does know me. Maybe I should give an example. Just like I don't like material things a lot. I like too much clutter, too much stuff, like gives me anxiety. And so like for gifts, he's really intentional. I don't need a ton. Like if he were to come home and it was my birthday or something, and I was one of those girls that like he got like a ton of stuff, like shoes and Victoria's Secret underwear and perfumes and like all that thing, bags, like purses, and I would just be like so anxious. Like I'd be like, oh my gosh, how much did you spend? And like that's a lot. I'd be very grateful, but he just knows me, so he does things like he gives me experiences. He paid for one of my birthdays, he took me on a helicopter ride and things like that. So that's really special to me that he knows that about me and he's intentional.
How do I make you feel loved? A big way that I really need to be loved is to be built up all the time. Sounds insecure and like I need reassurance constantly, but I think it's kind of like a respect thing at the same time. And for some reason, all men love respect. That's why you see people killing for it. Obviously, I don't love it that much, but I feel like when I can trust my woman to always respect me and build me up, even though I may not be doing the right thing at the moment or thinking rationally, she makes sure my spirit is always taken care of.
What have you learned about yourself being married to me? Wow, these questions are so loaded, and when I wrote them, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. And then now that I'm making a video, I'm like, girl, what were you thinking? That is so loaded. There are so many things to say. Okay. I have learned that I am not in control of my emotions, and I am learning how to gain control so that I don't yell or get angry quickly or just jump to conclusions and like let my emotions jump to conclusions for me and my anxiety, instead of like working through it, that emotion in the moment, processing, working past it, and then like waiting to see how things pan out before I freak out. That's a flaw of mine.
What have you learned about yourself being married to me? I learned that I am not a good verbalizer. I don't say what I need or say, how I truly feel about things sometimes. And like I said earlier, she's very open and, always vulnerable with me, and it can sometimes frustrate her. It frustrates me too. So, that's something I didn't know, like I was doing, but I didn't know about myself before, really the last year or so that, we've just been learning each other. That's something that I'm definitely working on. And, she's pushing me constantly to, get better at that. And it's an important way to live your life. It's just to be open with who you are, what you're feeling at the moment, and not, worry about any judgment or anything.
When did you know you loved me? I knew I loved Ronald after 2 weeks of knowing him. Well, we met, then we had that little bit of time in the summer, and then we hung out for like every day for 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of school. Well, every day the whole first year, but after the first 2 weeks, I told him, I love you and I'm gonna marry you one day. And he just thought I was insane, literally insane. And then I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to.
Number 8, when did you know you loved me? Oh, that's a loaded question. When did I know I loved my wife? Let's think. I knew there was a crazy, weird, magical spark between us. I just never thought it would be, what it is now. So I guess you could technically say freshman year of college is when I knew I loved her. I guess when I knew I wanted to be intimate with her, it had to be sophomore year, where things got a little more real. And when I say that, I attempted to pursue, a relationship, and it wasn't with her. It wasn't with my current one, with Anna. And it just didn't feel right the entire time I was with this person. And for some weird reason, I was always drawn back to Anna throughout the entire time. Just in a connection way, not like I wasn't intimate with her that entire time, but just there was some type of connection that was there that just I couldn't separate myself, even though, I was with this other person. It was really weird that I could say I'm committing myself to this woman, but couldn't separate myself from Anna at the same time. So, that sophomore year is when that relationship started, and, that distance between Anna and I made me want to be connected to her even more. So I guess sophomore year would be the answer to that.
What is your favorite memory? My favorite memory would have to be... That's so hard. Probably our first family vacation with our 2 daughters to Destin, Florida, Beach, Florida. That whole week was flawless, and all of us were on a super high, so happy. But I have lots of memories with Ronald that are really intimate and personal and matter a lot to me. And so I don't know how I could bring it down to one, but that was a very, very fun trip.
What is your favorite memory? Oh, so many memories. Oh my gosh, why would you put this question in here? I didn't have this question. This was not my question, but what is my favorite memory of us? Her very first birthday after we started dating is a good memory. I can't say that's my favorite though. I don't know. This is tough. I would say, all right, my favorite memory, our first family vacation, we went to Destin, Florida. It was technically Fort Walton Beach, but literally Destin was right across the bridge, so we just say Destin. And we drove through the night. We literally stopped at like 3 hotels, you know, to like take a nap on the way there. We get there, excuse me. We get there at about, I don't even know, it was really early in the morning, but it was perfect because the sun was rising. Aaliyah's literally only 1 year old. She just turned 1. Ava is in her pajamas, sleeping in the back seat. So we get there, we wake both of them up, and we walk out to the beach. And literally after 5-10 minutes maybe on the beach, the sun rises and we get to see the sunrise, which that was a surreal moment as a dad and as a husband, to give that type of a memory to my family is like, or just to create that memory with my family was beyond, like I said, surreal is the only word I can put to it.
What do you wish you could give to me but haven't yet? I wish I could give Ronald financial security so that he can quit his job and not have to work anymore, and spend his time with the girls, or personal training, or in the gym, or like really investing in his time, because his time is valuable. Investing his time into things he really wants to do instead of like having to punch the clock just to make a paycheck to put up a roof over our head. So that's all.
What do you wish you could give to me but haven't yet? I said this already. A proposal. She already knows the proposal, so I'll share it with you all. As a kid, she always went to Lake Cumberland. That's where her grandparents live. And there was this waterfall that she's literally been obsessed with as a young kid. So I wanted to like get a waterproof like plastic bag or, you know, something, and put the ring in, and just her and I go up with maybe one other person so they could take a picture of it. But I wanted to propose to her behind the waterfall, you know, kind of like as the sun was setting. I thought that would have been something she would have loved, and I would have loved to give her that moment. But I have not been able to, and don't know if I will be able to give her what the proposal she really deserves.
All right, that's all for the first video.
I hope you guys enjoyed those questions. Please like our page and subscribe as well.
And see you next time.